Hello.
Hello. We will start the meeting at 8:10, so we have 1 minute and then we start the session. So good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So welcome to today's session. Our session will be on sexual identity and orientation in adolescence and in maternal and child health care. So our speaker today will be Pedro Sande, who is a sexual health and reproductive health ambassador who has 10 and more years of experience. So he'll be taking us throughout we can understand sexual identity and regulation in both male and female. And I will be your moderator today, Katile Mutuku. So welcome so much, Pedro Sande.
Thank you. Again, guys, I'm sorry for the reschedules, but finally we have a session tonight. I would want us to have a more interactive session, so you're most welcomed, and let us have fun as we also do the today's session. Our topic today, we are going to handle about sexual identity and sexual orientation. So as we want to start, can we get someone to unmute and tell us what's sexual identity or maybe what sexual orientation according to their understandings? Anyone to unmute to share out what they understand about sexual identity and orientation? Are you still with us? I wanted us to have someone, any volunteer, who can just tell us what's sexual orientation or maybe sexual identity according to the understanding. You can as well type it. I'll read it out.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Dennis. Can I attempt it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. According to my understanding, sexual orientation is whereby people of the same sex tend to avoid the other sex. Like, let me say, when you're in the midst of people and women or men are tending to avoid women, or women are tending to avoid men into their talks, that is a sexual orientation. And the other thing I wanted to say is that you find that, for example, when resources are being shared, let's say maybe about something, and we have boys and girls, or men and women, and people have to be grouped together. And then you happen to get your partner is of the different sex, and she's avoiding you. That shows that she's not easy to mingle with another sex, or she'll orient herself to her sex only, or he'll orient himself to his male counterpart. I think that is what I wanted to say. Thank you.
That's nice. Congratulations for that. Again, we're having someone.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what I understand by the sexual identity is ability of people from different sex to make selection of who they want to have sex with or not. You understand? The kind of sexual partner they want to have, or how they are attracted, as in they can make sense of who they are easily attracted to. Do you understand?
Yeah, sure.
That's my understanding of sexual identity. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Welcome. Bye.
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 Okay, for me, what I understand by sexual orientation is how different people choose to express their sexuality. It can be, I know different types of sexual orientation can be homosexual or heterosexual. That's my understanding.
Okay, that's nice. From the chat box, I'll read a comment from Lydia. Lydia Wanjiru, she says that sexual identity is the internal feeling of being male or female, while orientation is the physical appearance of being male or female. Are we together? Then we have another one from Jack Ma. Sexual identity is how one thinks of oneself in terms of whom he or she is attracted to. That's nice. Then we have Kinywa. Kinywa is telling us that it's about who you're attracted to and who you want to have relationship with. That's nice, guys. That's nice. Any other person who wants to add more input? So from the discussions, we've talked about the art of being male or female. We've talked about more of something to do with gender. So can we also now like break it down? What's from the discussions, like who you are attracted to have relationship? That's what we've been hearing, and the art of being male or female. From here, we can say that this is basically talking about sex and gender, to use fewer words. So kindly, can we also have someone else who who can tell us what's sex, gender? You just pick one if you want to talk about sex, tell us what's sex according to you. If you want to tell us about gender, tell us what's gender according to you. The floor is open.
I want to talk about gender.
For sure.
Yeah, so to me, gender is like a general word for both female and male, but when you define it well, it is that guides you to define which type of sexual orientation is this person. Is she female or is he a man, or is he heterosexual? As in, is he between those people who fall in between? And gender does not define age. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Any other person? Another person?
Hello. Hello.
We're hearing you.
Okay. Gender, to me, I think it's the socially defined set roles and responsibilities that either male or female, what the society expects a male or a female to do.
Nice, nice. Do you want to touch about sex?
Sex, I think sex is the classification of people as male or female.
Nice. Any other person? So we can. Are we having anyone raising their hands?
Can I try on the sex part? Yeah.
Okay.
Just to add up something. Sex, actually, as she said, is correct. That it is the difference between a male or a female. It is sex, but the sex word again. It is an act. So you have to be clear.
Okay, I hear you. That's thinking deeper. That's thinking deeper, which is also healthy. Yeah, we're having sex in two ways, like the art of being male or female, and again we also have the sex as an act, but it's not the as but. Thank you for having a few comments from the someone said the state of correct. Again, Amani is saying, according to my
Mama, give me that.
Like how someone is born, the reproductive system to be specific, which is also nice. And again, guys, if you are keen in the chat box, we have our attendance form, so kindly make sure you fill in. Then Winnie is talking about gender. So she says the gender is the set of being male or female, especially considered with reference to social and cultural differences. So Winnie is talking about gender, but again, she's saying that it's the state of being male or female, especially when considering with reference to social and cultural differences. We'll talk more. We'll see her definition is supposed to land. Again, also having someone is saying either of the two sexes, male or female. That's correct. Then again, we're having someone else saying the general term used as male or female. Male or female, or heterosexual. That's correct. Gender is this. Someone talked about gender, as gender is the societal roles attached to male or female, male. So in sex, we can say that sex refers to the physiological attributes that identify the person as a male or female. We can see this in maybe the genital organs, predominant hormones, ability to produce sperms or ova, ability to give birth. So these are the sexual. These are the things that you can't change. So like that's the part of sex that we're talking about. Then again, we say gender. If we're talking about gender, this is the ideas that's in our communities, like what our communities or society believe. So we can say gender refers to widely shared ideas and norms concerning women and men, including ideas about what a feminine or a masculine characteristics and behavior. Gender reflects and influences the difference and differentiate the roles, social status, and economic and political power of a woman and men in the society. What the society thinks of a man, of a male gender, what the society thinks of a female gender. Are we together up to there? Reflecting back in the chat box, we've had several terms. Like heterosexual, which we have a long list of terms, and I think it will be also nice if we can touch one by one, like just sharing out what do we understand about these terms. So who can tell us what heterosexuality is? After that, I'll ask something else, because we have seven. We have I think we have like 6 that we want to see what they mean. And the first one is heterosexuality. Then we have homosexuality. We have bisexuality, transvestite, transsexual, and then transgendered. So we can start with the heterosexuality. What's heterosexuality? We can also as well type in the chat box. Collins is saying heterosexuality refers to the state of being sexually attracted to the people of opposite sex. Anyone else? Or he just nailed it how it's supposed to be? Lydia is saying different sex attraction. Can we have just unmute and tell us something according to their understanding? Like 2 people, then we what heterosexual is.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can I attempt it? I think.
Yeah, sure. Kindly.
Okay. Heterosexual, to my understanding, is actually the other term for the other name for heterosexuality is homosexual, as in those people who are who practice homosexuality. I think that is it too.
What's according to you, heterosexuality is homosexual?
Yeah.
So according to you, again, what is homosexuality?
Okay. To me, okay, the 2 words are kind of similar. And when you talk about homosexuality, those people who tend to practice anal sex. And these could be like e.g. men to men or men to men homosexuality. Then heterosexual is those people that practicing sexual through anal, but they also can access the other way around. So it means that this person is doing the act with a woman. That is what I think our
woman
understanding. Yeah.
Okay. Someone dropped something in the chat box. Heterosexual means someone with both sexual organs. Wow. Gachao, can you unmute and tell us more about this, like someone having both sexual organs? Gachao.
I don't know if I can hear me. I'm in a very noisy place. I'm using Bluetooth. Am I audible?
Hello. Okay. We can say heterosexual is the way Collins kept it in the chat box. We can say that the person is attracted to the other gender. Like if you're a man, then you're attracted to a lady, which is the normal one. Then Collins was talking about homosexuality. So we say homosexuality orientation in which a person is physically attracted to the people of the same gender. Are we together? Like a man to man, we can say gays can fall here because they're attracted to the same gender. We also have lesbians. They also fall here because remember we have a different set. We have lesbians who are just lesbians and they can't do the other gender. So it's, to them, it's F to F to the end. Like it's female to female, nothing else. Then we have the gays who are just like, so it's man to man, they can't mix. So it's they're attracted to the people of the same gender. So these are the category that we can say these are homosexual. Like it's a homosexual, they're attracted to the same gender. But again, in the heterosexual part, we say that a person is attracted to the opposite gender. Are we together up to there? Are we together up to there?
Yes. Together.
Okay, sure. Let's use emojis of our like our current feeling up to where we are. The current feeling that you're feeling right away from when we started the session up to now. Any emoji that describes you in the chat box. Lydia, that's nice. Gachao. Tunen Omer. Akot clear. Are you lost somewhere so that we can do a rescue mission?
Yes.
Where kindly? Where are you lost?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can anyone speak about sexuality now as we wait for Akoth to maybe type in the chat box? So as we wait for Akoth to type in the chat box, kindly someone share out on bisexuality according to your understanding in your own words. Lynette, am I muted?
No, you are fine now.
Okay, let me just recap it. I'm saying, can we get someone to share with us what's according to their own words, what's bisexuality to them?
Your network is bad though. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, you said we should share idea on homosexuality.
Yes.
Okay, to my understanding, homosexuality is a means of having people of the same sex having sexual intercourse.
People of the same sex?
The same sex, especially male counterparts, as in male adults having sex. Male as in the same sex, like the same male having sexual intercourse. That is what I understand by homosexuality. They are called homos.
Okay, homosexuality.
Yes.
Anything on bisexuality? Anything on bisexuality? Like what do you think about bisexuality?
I think they have similar attributes.
Oh, so you think it's almost the same?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other person?
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye. So we've said heterosexual, people attracted to the opposite sex. Homosexual, they're attracted to the same sex. And now we are looking about bisexual. So what do we think about bisexual now? Like, Cynthia Kihara.
Can I maybe try?
Yes, sure, kindly.
Bisexual is whereby a person is neither a homosexual or a lesbian, attracted to both male and female, if I'm not wrong. Have you heard me?
Yes, I did. I was going through the chat box. Sorry for that.
Okay, I'm saying a bisexual is a person who is attracted to both men and female. He's neither a gay, a lesbian, or a homosexual. He's someone that is attracted to both male and female.
So is it fine if we say this person can at some point do, let's say if it's a girl, is it fine if we say this person can be at some point have a lesbian friend and maybe like a sexual with a lesbian, but again at some point go have sex with a man?
Yes. That's when I said that it's a person who is attracted to both either male or female.
Yeah, sure.
He's attracted to both gender.
Okay, with no restrictions. To them,
yes.
They're easy with anything you serve them, right?
Yeah.
So we are having a question here from Akoth. Akoth is saying that what do we say in a situation where someone who was normal then becomes homosexual after a heartbreak? So what do we call that person, like, or what do we say in such a situation? He was normal until a heartbreak happened. So they decided, like, I'm done with ladies. So let me just, it's a boy-child affair to the T. Lydia is saying it's a exploration. Expound on that, Lydia. Lydia Wanjiru. Then Samuel Mwangi will also support your point. Lydia Wanjiru. Samuel Mwangi, talk as we wait for wait for Lydia Wanjiru. Okay, she dropped a chat in the chat box. She's saying you want to understand love the same gender. But remember, hello. Okay, you can speak. You can speak.
Hello.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, I'm Samuel Mwangi.
Okay.
And I was saying that this guy who was initially normal in terms of sexuality, but after a heartbreak, he becomes attracted to the person of the same gender. So that shows that I have said he's a bisexual, because heartbreak cannot make you become attracted to the other gender. Heartbreak should strengthen you, and you look for another girlfriend, not another man. Even a man can heartbreak you, so he becomes a bisexual.
Okay, so
yeah,
if you get a heartbreak, you collect yourself and still soldier on, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Lillian was saying, like, you want to understand love from the same gender. Then we're also having someone, Kemida Peter, is saying the situation had made him or her do that. They are not actually homosexual. So do we have, in this point, do we have a point where this person can go back to like be normal again, or they'll just stick there?
Umepita stage ya kuandika 1 na unaandika namba kubwa kubwa kama 100 mpaka 150.
Hello. Cynthia Carey is saying it's never easy to go back. So once they decide,
Well, you are muted.
We have Lydia Wanjiri saying it's up to them to decide who to attract or get attracted sexual. It's a brain game. Josh Chanya is saying it's not easy to go back, but with some therapy one can. Yeah, this is from comments, the chat. Someone Mangi saying it depends on the orientation. If it will be better, then you will not go back. Yeah, back to you, Pedro.
Hello.
Lydia is saying, Rahab is saying, I don't think being homosexual is abnormal to begin with. Matters of sexual identity are not defined as normal or abnormal. I think when some people go through trauma, they may decide to choose a different sex. So that's all from the chat box. Is Pedro back?
Guys, I dropped again. It's a so can we have someone maybe to tell us about transvestism, like transvestism sexuality? Akot clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, just asking, do you mean somebody says that somebody can decide to be a homosexual or not? Does it mean that being an homosexual is not, it's not a defect, but just a mind game? Like, it's not a defect. And then,
Yes.
hello?
Rahab Nunu.
Yes, I'd like to respond to the question about transvestite. I think it's people who experience sexual arousal from wearing clothes or items of clothing for the opposite gender. So, for example, if you're a man, you get intense sexual arousal from wearing women's clothes like stockings or a bra or a woman's thong. And if you're a woman, maybe you get sexual arousal from wearing men's clothes like boxers. And it's usually not maybe like a one-time thing, or it would have to be reoccurring for some time for you to actually actually be defined as a transvestite. So maybe if you wear it once, I don't think that will make you be called a transvestite. But maybe if it happens over a period of time, then you can say that you're a transvestite. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So we say in transvestism, the person who dresses like they just normally dress and act like a person of the opposite gender. So if it's a man, you can see them dressing like ladies. That's what we've also been hearing from our colleague. And again, we can also say both heterosexuals and homosexuals can behave in this way. It may just be a phase, or it can be permanent. So anyone can do this, but again, it can just be a phase, or it can also be a permanent thing. In reference to this, I would also want to mention. I believe some of us like watching movies. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe some of us like watching movies, and at some point we have whoever have watched a series called Ragnarok. We have a character who is transversed, a brother to one of the character called Magna in Ragnarok. So these things happen. These things happen, and it can be a face, because that person is was so fond of wearing the mother's clothes, and to him it's normal and fun, which at some point maybe you can find it not a nice practice or something, but again it happens, it's normal. But also we need to know this is a phase. It can happen at a certain period of time, or it can be a permanent thing. So let us not be so shocked when we see someone behaving this. Okay, we have a question, guys. Can we include Mtumba Man in this list? Kenyans in the house. The person that we was doing that Mtumba thing. Can we put him in this category?
Let me respond to that.
Uh-huh.
According to my thinking, the guy isn't a female. I think it's just he was acting like a female person just to make sales, but I don't think we'll orient him to be either a heterosexual or a gay or something, but it's just something that he came up with just to pull the customers towards his product. I think, yeah, we don't have to orient him like being.
Remember,
yeah.
Sorry. Remember, we were saying that transvest, like a transvesting person, is a person who dresses and acts like a person of the opposite gender. Did he really act like a person of the opposite gender?
Okay, to some point, a few videos were circulating. He was dressed in a dress. You know, there's a trouser inside, then there's a dress on top of the trouser. So if you look at it well, when he left his place where he lives, he came to the place of his work dressed like a man. But now, just because he wants to make sales, he had to dress like a female. That is my thinking. So yeah, we will say he took the advantage of him not buying the dummies to represent the female, but he chose to put them on himself just to show people how they might look. But I don't think we will orient him to be a female or gay. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. We can also I can also say we can't really put him in that category. Remember, we are saying that this person, or maybe these people, act like ladies and they dress like ladies. So if it's a man, you can see him like if it's a man, you can tell this is a man, yes. But again, according to how he talks, how he walks, how he like his hand himself, you can say you can be like ish with his characters. And again, he's wearing maybe the ladies' dress. It can be dresses, it can be the, I don't know, pencil skirts, it can be is it ragged jeans for the females. So at some point they can also do makeups. Maybe they can do makeups. That Mutumba person, we can put him in that category. Any other person who wants to add on something there? Okay, we're having two people who are raising. Irene Dolo, your hand is up so kindly. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize on that Mutumba man.
Yes.
Yeah, he can't be categorized in this matter because he was doing that just to market for his business to do well.
Which
so
it did. Which it worked for him, right?
Yeah, it really worked for him. And if you so he was not just putting on skirts just like that. He had some clothes inside. Yeah.
That's correct. That's correct. Thank you for your insight too. And who do we think belong to the transsexual category?
Hello?
Who do we think belong to transsexual? Like, what's transsexual? Or what's transsexuality?
I think I can't answer that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we go to the chat box and so far so good? Can we go to the chat box and use an emoji, the most recent emoji that you love from the keyboard, like that emoji that you like sharing most? Drop it in the chat box.
Okay.
Not you alone, the whole team. That's nice. That's nice. Sharing love. Kiriango too. That's awesome. Jacinta. Okay, we see you. Mwikali. Dennis Onyango. Okay. Lydia Wanjiru. Salha Juma. Habari ya Mombasa. Okay. Wow, Teresia. Happy faces here. Happy faces here. Happy faces here. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Joshua, your hand is up. You want to share something? Josh,
Yes.
Kiania, you want to share something? Your hand is up.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. You've raised your hand.
You had asked what is I'm asking, did you ask what is transgender?
Yes, I did.
So for me, I think It's a person who has two organs, female and male.
Okay, it's
Yep.
a person.
Hello.
Lillian?
Yes, okay. Can I share something?
Okay.
I wanted to help us understand that there is transgender and transsexual,
Yeah, and
and
currently
we all know that. Yes. Hello.
Hello. I also asked for transsexual, specifically transsexual first.
So I want to say, okay, transsexual. We all know that sex is defined by the organs that we carry, whether it is the penis or the vagina. So for someone to be transex, they have changed their sex, the organ that they were born with. For example, we had one example in Kenya, the guy called Andrew who transitioned to Audrey, where he went for surgery and changed to become to have female organs and female hormones. So that is transex. Then transgender, gender considering that it is a societal construct, whether you are carrying out the roles of a man or a woman. So when it comes to transgender, it is the outward characteristics that you can see in your behavior. So we are discussing about transgender, the way I can decide to dress up like a man and do everything like a man, although I'm a female. So that's the difference. And then a good example of a transgender, we have so many of them. For example, Dennis Karori. I'm sorry for the fans. Yes, he's one of the makeup artists. He's a good one, but the way he even poses for the pictures, for the photos, it shows that he really wants to be female. Yes, I don't know if it makes sense to all of us.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm having a comment here. Someone is saying Andrew was born with sex organ. Point of correction. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for highlighting that. So we were saying we were talking about transsexual, and we can say a person had to change or has changed their bisexual, their biological sex because of different factors. It may be body does not correspond to his sexuality identification, or maybe sexual orientation varies. Then again, we also our fellow here just talked also on transgender people. We can also say that transgender people are people who live as a gender opposite to their anatomical sex. We can also say that in simpler words, we can say a man living as a woman but retain his penis and sexual functioning. Sexual orientation also can vary from this. So we've been looking, we've been trying to identify different genders, and we started with heterosexuality. Then we went down to homosexuality. Then we bisexuality, transvestism, transsexual, and transgender. Up to there. Any question? Maybe any question? Sorry? You can also say, these are just notes for your knowledge. We can say that adolescence is a time of sexual experimentation and definition of sexual identity. Adolescence is a time of sexual experimentation and definition of sexual identity. Therefore, sexual behavior or conduct in adolescence do not necessarily equal sexual orientation. Sexual conduct can be an act or rebellion.
checking.
Okay, you can. I was saying like we can also see like sexual conduct can be an act or rebellion. Then we also say that some gangs require initiation rites such as gang rape or homosexual acts. Adolescence is a period of change, and an adolescent's sexual identity may not be his or her permanent identity. But we also have people changing genders, people change gender because of their own reasons, people wanting to become their men, like they were born as a man, but again they didn't really like it being a man for their own reasons, so they decide to ditch the manship to join the other gender, which is also lastly in the chat box, one word that you can use to summarize the day. Lydia Wanjiru, why stressful? Lydia, unmute and kindly. Okay, sorry for that, Lydia, sorry for that. Katile?
Yes.
Kindly reach out to Lydia.
Okay.
Guys, I will want to thank you for your time. And it's been an amazing time having you. The interaction, opening up, sharing. I really appreciate your time, guys. Thank you. Unless we have someone who will unmute and share anything. If anyone wants to share anything, kindly do so before I hand it over to Katile. Kindly. Thank you again, guys. We are done with the night session. So, and if we want, we can have someone to talk a few. Then we hand it over to Katile so that she can wrap it up. Thank you, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, you're breaking.
Continue, Ms. Katiwa. We can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Well,
much
but,
for the wonderful session. We've learned a lot.
Yeah, the session was well, but to me, I just beg to leave the meeting, and the guys have a good night.
Hello.
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 Wow.
Hello. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Wow.
Hello, Esther. Thank you, Tim, for your time. Thank you for the comments. I'll now officially hand it back to Katile. Katile, it's your time now.
Okay, thank you so much, Speaker Pedro Sande. For that awesome session. I really enjoyed the session. I was in the background and I was trying out to follow up the session, and I really learned a lot. Maybe if you still have a question, I can give you 1 minute to raise your hand and then ask. I can see Akoth hand is up. Akoth?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I just came across a certain term that is sapiosexual. Is it also a condition? Hello.
Hello.
Have you heard me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if sapiosexual is also a condition. Back to you.
Thank you. I think the speaker can answer that.
What again? I'm trying to hear it out. Like, can you put it in the chat box?
Is asking sapiosexual, is it one of the sexual orientations that people have?
Sapiosexual, do we all know what sapiosexual mean?
No. I think sapiosexual is that feeling that you feel you're only attracted to people who have high intelligence only, and you're not attracted to people who have low intelligence. Yeah.
So, is that a gender thing or a personal setup thing?
I think it is personal because it is related to the LGBTQs.
Yeah.
It's like the lesbians, that is personality.
So it's not in the category of the discussion that we had, but again, there are some people who just choose to attract or to attach themselves to this certain kind of people, like those who have high IQ. So again, we can say that's in personal manners. One can choose whatever they want, because mostly we've seen it's more to do with creation, natural ways, like from the sex part of it, the art of being male or female. So with this, it comes along with just personal choices, what you want to associate yourself with. So it's not really in that. But again, different people have different definition to it, and according it all depends with how you want to base your discussion on. So mostly you won't find it in the sexual part of it.
Thank you. I think I hope you answered.
Yeah, sure, I'm answered. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else who has a question before we close? Okay, I can't see any other question. Maybe I can see in the FB if there are comments of anything. I'm not seeing any questions, so I think you have really understood the different sexual identities. We have so many sexual identities, but some of them are just choices that people make, that, but they're not like sexually oriented, like things like demisexual, sapiosexual, and many others. But according to the gender, according to the sex, that is the sexual orientation of a person, it's so different from the sexual identity that people and choices that people make. So I hope you enjoyed the session. Joyce is saying thanks. Connie Kemeni is saying thanks for the session. Maybe you can just use a thumbs up if you enjoyed the session before we close. I can see thumbs up. Thank you. Can see another one, Amina, Irene Dolo. Okay, thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I really enjoyed the session, and I hope you also enjoyed the session. So with that, thank you so much our speaker, and feel really appreciated for the session. If there's nothing else, we can have our parting shots from the speaker, and then we end the session.
Okay. I would want to say that matters gender are so sensitive, and also we need to respect people's choices. If we want to talk to anyone, let us not mentor. Let us understand the full of thought the person is posing the argument. And remember, in everyone's life, you are there to offer support, but not decide for them. If anyone opens up to you, kindly just offer the support that you can give, but don't decide for them. Don't judge them, and that way we can have a healthy relationship with the people who maybe have their choices. And again, we also need to respect people's choices. Above all, we need to stay safe, and hopefully we will have other sessions, more sessions. We'll discuss a lot. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your time. I don't take that for granted. And again, hope to see you again. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Pedro, for that wonderful parting shot. As you have heard, you should remember in your life that you have to offer support and not to be paid for offering support, and that is like giving back. And do not decide for people what they should do, and do not judge what they should do, but you should guide them so that you can have a healthy relationship with other people. So with that, thank you so much everyone for joining, and have a wonderful evening.